Kozziecom, it's Dami Im here. I am here to answer the audience questions. So here it goes. Helen, 29, asks, what advice would you give to people who get stage fright? Picture yourself being awesome and just rocking out. Helen also asks, where do you write most of your songs? I write at my piano, at my keyboard mostly, just and that's where the first seed of the idea usually comes. Valerie, 28, asks, what was the last moment that brought you joy? When I had lunch, just now. I had the biggest lunch, okay? I wasn't planning to, but it was really, really nice lunch. Potatoes and meat and all. Okay. Oh, and the cactus that I just got. Arnie, 35, asks, what's been the biggest hurdle you've had to overcome in your industry as an immigrant and Christian? The biggest thing was because I grew up as a Korean Christian, I think I was living in this very small bubble and I was aware, I knew that. So when I came out into the world, everything was new to me. I had no idea what anything was, what any cultural references were, what people were talking about. There's a million other things, but I guess that's where it all started. Alex, 21, asks, what's your favorite Korean pop song? Can you sing us a line? Oh, I did a cover of IU's Pampyeonji. It goes, na, 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 do, 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 na, na, na. Okay. Peace 26 asks, what was and still is one of your ways of surviving as a Korean singer-songwriter outside of Korea? I've learned over the years is to learn to embrace that I'm a Korean, Australian singer-songwriter outside of Korea, making the most of it, I think is how I survived. Peace also asks, where do you get your inspiration from and how do you apply them to your own songs? I love thinking of different people in my life, trying to describe that person and then also combining another person with that person and just, making a character out of real people. Like Lonely Cactus, I think, in the end, it started off as my experience, but I ended up describing this other person who also exists in my life. Cat 29 asks, have you experienced the glass ceiling in Australia because of your Asian heritage? Things are improving, there's a lot more diversity in Australian mainstream media. There were occasions where I felt like I was being excluded from certain, opportunities, and you can't really pinpoint that it's because I'm Asian. I don't think it's as obvious as that, but there were just things, you just feel a bit different and a bit out of that circle. Things are getting better, I think, and we have to keep fighting to be heard and be included, and I love that. Serena, 25, asks, if you could be reborn with only one talent that you're really good at, what would you choose? Would you still pick a good singing voice? Maybe pole dancing or something. No, I'm kidding. I'm just trying to think of something different. I want to be someone else and just be supermodel and be sexy. And Allison, 28, asks, do you have any pets? I have a pet cactus called Mr. Pickles, and he's a handsome, big cactus. Mike, 27, asks, what is your favorite line of Lonely Cactus and what does it mean? I'm so tired of hearing, leave your name and number, now let me tell it to your face. It's like the answering machine, people just not picking up their phones describes this person perfectly, where they're like, oh, you never call me, and then you call them and they don't even answer the phone. David, 25, asks, if you ever participated in The Masked Singer, what kind of mask would you wear and why? I did The Masked Singer in Korea, actually, which is the original Masked Singer. I was the Statue of Liberty. In Australia, I don't know, what would I want? Something super, super ugly and monstrous. Rubbish bin, garbage with stinky goo and J29 asks, has your cultural or religious perception on matters changed through your industry and work? Yeah, I guess I like to understand different perspectives and, be able to talk to people, without being just ignorant. Laura21, what is your ideal date night with your husband? Date night, I guess we both love food so much, so just going for dumplings or like Sichuan, anything, we're like, yeah, we're happy. And then Ben and Jerry's over Netflix, that's our type of date. Julie27 asks, what do you love most about being Korean? I love that every Korean that I know loves food. Yeah, I hope that answered some of your questions, and yeah, thanks for watching.